to change phone. So from the other one, we are talking about you are talking about why it's not wise for someone that is not living in Nigeria to invest in farming in Nigeria. So what is the best thing you can advise in your own perspective? You talked about mostly for beginner farmers, right? The
Yeah,
context you
yeah, yeah,
used was for beginner farmers.
yeah.
So what is the best way you feel someone can invest, someone in the diaspora, what is the best way for him to come into agriculture?
So can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so now the reality is that for someone who is not on ground, um, you need people you can trust with your project to be able to monitor it well. Because, like I say, the major issue there is not just having someone who is not sincere, but it's you not having the knowledge of how the business is being run, which is the major deficiency from day one. So, but if you can have such people you invest, you have people who can manage the business for you as partners, not just as staff. You have someone who is managing the business as partners. Like now, there is one of my students in my mentorship class. Uh, he told me that he sells fish in the US or so. So he partnered with a fish farmer in Nigeria. He provided the funds, the guys to produce the fish, smoke it, and sell to him. So that kind of partnership will be able to work for someone who is in the diaspora. Or let's even assume you even own the asset yourself, and you decide to have people who are working who also have a stake. At least the working capital that you guys are using, you also have a stake in it. It could work. And another way, like I say, is partner with existing farmers. Maybe you provide the funding or you have money, you build the asset, and they work with you on it. So that these are the ways that you'll be able to work as a Nigerian in the diaspora. And another way is that where you locate, you're at home, you can manage your business yourself. See, I tell my people all the time that you who is not based in Nigeria, there are some farming activities that you have no business with, especially those ones that require daily monitoring. You have no business with them. So as someone who is in the diaspora, maybe you're from a community or you can buy land from a community where you can plant things like palm trees or cocoa or cashew nuts or coconut. Those kind of projects you can do them. But saying you do poultry farm or fish farm or goat farming or pig farming, the risk is very high. Or let me say invest in a factory. You have a rice processing factory. The risk is also very high. So for me, I would say, okay, it's better for you to invest in projects that does not require your physical presence, and then you scale when you have the time. Because I know for sure, at least for many people who I speak with, who are based in the diaspora, they will tell me we want to come back home. The issue is that we don't want to come back home and start from scratch. So that is the reason why we want to invest, so that when we are home, we already have something that is working for us, which I understand. But the truth of the matter is that it's not everything that can work that way. So let's assume you're based in the diaspora, you can buy land. I tell you that for farmland, you can buy as much as 1 million hectares. As long as the land is available, you can buy. You plant palm trees, those kind of things you can do. That is, if you don't have reliable team that can manage things like poultry, fish farming, they are profitable on their own. But management is where we have issues. And many times, people who don't own those projects, they can be found in negligence. So there are things that they're supposed to do on the farm, but they can be so relaxed and they will not do it. And it will affect the project. You know, one thing is when you have a stake, Job, in the book of Job in the Bible, Job told God that the way Satan told God that the way Job is strong now is because he doesn't have a stake, a physical stake in this thing yet. So when you're partnering with people and they have a stake in it, such business will work.
So if someone in the diaspora, you, according to your own advice, you are feeling that a beginner farmer should not try to invest in agriculture, especially in agriculture that needs daily monitoring,
Yeah,
things like that. They should invest in things like cash trees that takes
yeah.
years in order to start
Gaddafi, take this girl to go and sleep. Yeah.
giving yield and all that. So the question I
Mm.
would like to ask you right now is now, what is the biggest challenge that Nigerians are having right now in agriculture? What is the biggest challenge that you are currently facing in agriculture?
Okay. The biggest challenge, we have a lot. The biggest is insecurity. That is the biggest because insecurity has been, we practice most agriculture. You can't do it online. It's offline, physically on land that you need to practice. Either you're into livestock farming or crop farming or factory or anything. So one of the biggest challenge we have as farmers in Nigeria currently is insecurity.
Security, yeah, insecurity. So because we have a lot of people that are even returning from the diaspora and they
Mm,
are confused. The government cannot employ them. There's no
mm,
employment, there's nothing. They are
mm,
confused in the type of business they can do. So, what type
mm.
of agricultural business can you advise these ones to go into? They are returning from diaspora to come back to Nigeria. What type of
Mm.
business do you advise them to go into in the agricultural space? Or do you think they should leave the agricultural space and think about other industry? Because I know you are an agricultural guy. That is why I'm talking about agriculture. I'm going to bring some other people on this live that will talk about other industry. But for now, let's stick to agriculture.
Yeah, of course. So they can invest, like I said before. Once you're there to monitor your project yourself, you can do poultry farming. It's one area that has a lot of potential, but we have less people, or let me say, we have people who don't have capital that play in it. So someone who has working capital, you can play in that and you make money. And another area you can invest is processing, which is value addition. For someone who has funding, you can invest in, maybe it will not be bad if you set up your own processing factory. It could be rice processing, could be adding value to our gari or plantain flour. There are many other value addition businesses that you can do, you know. So, but I will not advise someone who, in
There's a
fact,
lot of noise from, yeah.
this my boy is disturbing me here. Go
Nobody
take him
can
to go
take
and
him to
sleep.
the room. Yeah,
Do you
I think
understand?
he's there.
This is 11 past 11. Now call the mother to go and force him to sleep. Please. That my
Yeah.
boy, he doesn't want to sleep. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like I was saying, so when you're back home, you can do poultry, you can do fish farming, you can do goat farming, you can do snail farming. This one now you're there monitoring the project yourself, learning too, because your own knowledge, when you have knowledge by yourself as the owner of the project, it gives more value to what you're doing. You know, so also, like I mentioned, value addition is another way that you can invest money into as a returnee. Put your money into value addition. Because I will not advise you, as someone who is coming back from the diaspora, to go and plant tomato, or to go and plant corn, or to go and plant no, all those ones. They are not bad, but people are there a lot. and the profit margin there is not that reasonable, right? So it's better for you to invest in buying and selling of agro commodities, value addition, or livestock farming.
Wow. But in livestock farming, one thing I know about livestock farming is that the way you are calling livestock, maybe I'll think is because you are already very experienced in livestock farming.
No, like,
Talk
like
about
now, even the livestock I mentioned, I say poultry. I
yes.
mentioned
So
poultry.
so now talk about the risk involved there. Talk
Yeah.
about the risk
So
involved because so many people have gotten themselves burnt on livestock farming.
yes, one of the reasons why we find it difficult. I don't know whether your people can hear me anyway. Maybe we need to ask them so that I will know we are not
Can we
speaking
hear
my.
him? I think they can hear you. If not, they will have raised concern. Can please drop on the comment section. Please, can you hear us? Is it clear?
I think.
Yes, they said yes.
Okay, great, great. That's fine. So now, your question was the challenges or the risks involved
Yes, yes,
in
in livestock
livestock
farming
farming.
because it is easy for us to just say livestock farming and all that. Let's talk about the risk involving. So many people have been burnt in livestock farming.
Mm-mm. So now, this you know, right? I lost my pig farm. I lost my poultry farm, and all this happened because of maybe some airborne diseases which I could not control. But now, settling back to look at what happened, I discovered that the initial foundation was wrong. The initial foundation paved way for those infections to attack my farm. Now let's look at the pig farm. So I lost my pig to African swine fever. So what happens to the pig that they die because of African swine fever was because of what? Where my farm was located. I think you know the farm, the one I rented around the Soso area. So
Yes,
where that farm was located, we also had another pig farm that was there. So the pig farmer was not being so careful with his pig the way I was doing. So when the African swine fever, which does not have cure, attacked his farm, he transferred to my own farm. And if only he gave me the signal that, okay, sorry, oh, this year I've attacked my farm, oh, I would have evacuated my pigs from there safely, but he did not. So I checked, I said, okay, what I did wrong there. I did not check my environment to see before establishing or renting that farm. I needed to check to see who are the smallholder farmers practicing here. What are they doing? What are the biosecurity measures they have put in place in their farm? That would have helped me to say, okay, Kai, I cannot rent a farm here. Because see, I'm telling you, livestock farming business, one of the major issue we have, or let me say, all the sicknesses that we have in livestock farming have been identified, and there are measures to prevent them, and there are drugs to cure them when they come, apart from African swine fever. So now the works now depend on me as a poultry farmer who is setting up a small poultry farm. Because I don't have good capital, I might not even be able to take care of good, or I might not even put in good biosecurity measures. The farm is so open to anyone. The cage, let's say layers for example, I'm not doing the layer properly the way I'm supposed to do. The staff are not being trained to understand what is called biosecurity on the farm. So that whole investment is exposed to attack. One single strike will bring it down, no matter how much you invest. We have a lot of poultry farms in Nigeria here that I know in Jos that bird flu have attacked farms different places. Their stock are still alive till today. There is one farm in Ogbomosho. That farm that I was watching with you a few days ago. The farm is not 2 years old. The farm is not 3 years old. Where that farm is, many poultry farmers have lost their birds. Maybe they start with 100 birds, 500, they lost it. Biosecurity was properly attended to. Like now, let's say poultry, for example. We have a Newcastle disease. We have a Newcastle disease because they have studied and identified, we have Newcastle vaccine, which means if you apply that vaccine at the right time, at the right quantity, your birds are immune to Newcastle disease. It will never affect them. We also have other diseases. All those ones are identified. So what I tell people is that is why I find it difficult to consult with people who don't have money. Not like an insult, but if you don't have capital, the way I think you should come into this business that will make sense. I don't I find it difficult to consult for you because I keep seeing that any small strike will cancel this person. You're doing 200 best. You are prone to attack. Any small attack, any bird that falls sick, it will affect the whole stock. And many times this thing don't give you signal, or they give signal, but you as a starter, you might not see them. So the challenges in livestock farming, or bears, or being a pig or goat, most of them have been identified. So from the outside, which is your own job as a farmer, is to make sure you put in all the measures. You're strict on biosecurity. When I was running my farm, I was not strict. Somebody will just come, hey, I want to buy 1 crate of egg. The person will enter the farm and go and stand and be saying, hey, no, no, I don't like this one. Give me. So that person that is coming, most of the infections that we suffer on the farm, some of them can be on your clothes as a human being. They will not affect you, but you coming close to that farm will wipe that farm away. What did that person buy? Maybe the person bought 1 crate, but because the person bought 1 crate, you did not stop the person
1,000
from having
naira.
1,000 naira. So you did not stop the person from having access to 3,000 birds. And that person is innocent. Maybe he bought chicken from the restaurant, and that chicken died because of Newcastle or any of the infection, and you ate it. It will be on your clothes. That is why if you see some of the standard fans, you have traveled, you have seen some of those fans. You will go there, they will not even answer you. You tell them, hey, I want to come and see your fan. They will just tell you,
Or
book.
where,
They
or
will just they
where,
will turn you. They are selfish because those things have happened to them time and again, time and again. So tell me now if I'm going to set up my poultry farm, even my father will not see my best. If he need money, and the son I will carry money and give him.
we have not, we, I need you to talk about one of the major people that kill the animals in Nigeria that no one know. We call them veterinary doctors. Please
Fantastic.
talk about them.
So now, if you check my channel, I shared so much about the vet doctor. Now, vet doctors, they are the major carriers of infection. Major carriers of infection. Because when you have a vet doctor on the farm, it's most likely that person is working for like consulting for more than 4 other farms who are not careful like you, who does not put in the biosecurity measures that you have put. So if that guy goes to that farm and come into your farm without being properly disinfected, your stock can go down at once and nothing will happen. See, many times, that is why I say those livestock, fish, pig, goat, anything, they always give us signals. All their diseases are known. Now, my vet doctor that was working with me, I was paying the guy um 15,000 per month. So when I went to, he said I have to register 30,000. So I paid 30,000. So every month he's coming to the farm 2 times. So minus we call him, maybe we have anything, we'll just call him, but he's officially to come there 2 times, or sorry, 3 times. So he will come to the farm. Meanwhile, he was consulting for other smallholder farmers. So when the guy came to the farm and we're having infection, he's looking at how much can I make from these people.
In terms of drug, how
In
much
terms
drug
of,
will I tell them that they will buy? We'll order it
yes,
from Plateau State. We'll order it from Abuja.
he's the one buying. Now there's a farm, there's a poultry farm that I once saw in Abuja, in Kuje. That poultry farm is being managed by, I think, Chinese or Indian people. It's over 35,000 capacity. Bro, you need to see investment. That farm has been there for years. You need to see investment. You need to see the kind of structure they have. So if you see that farm now, a farmer that have a 1,000 is crying that all my birds died. Nothing. Before they employ you there, they will first do training for you. In fact, all the people that are working there, they, bro, all those things, be it poultry, fish, most of the issue comes from us, the owners. What are the measures you have put in place to checkmate the vet doctor that is coming to check your birds? What are the measures you have for him as he's entering your farm? Do you have a unit where he can check? Because you still need him, so you just have to work on how he can access your farm. Do you have a place where he can come, clean his clothes, change to your own clothes? How about your staff? Are they permitted to eat anyhow chicken they want to eat? Because my staff that were working for my pigs, they were not consuming pork. It was a
Okay.
law. They were not consuming pork. In fact, my manager himself was not even somebody that loved pork. So the other guy that was working with him, both of me that was the owner of the farm, I was not entering the pen every day. No,
Yeah, I
I
can
was
hear
not
you.
entering. I was not entering the pen every day. Why? Because many times I go about. So I know I love eating pork. I can see pork by the roadside and buy and eat. I can keep my own stock. So what I'm trying to say here about poultry or livestock farming and some of the challenges that are there is that we, the owners, we are supposed to take care of some of the. I think you put something there that is distracting me.
Easy. Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead now.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So we, the owners of the farm, we are supposed to put those things in place. See, you need to be very strict. I remember when I wanted to go into grass cutter farming, right? The guy told me that I went to visit the farm. Let me just see how they construct the pen so that I can also go and do mine. The guy told me only to enter the farm, me, I'll pay 15,000. Then 15,000 was big money. So that was he trying to scare me away. And I left. I couldn't pay 15K to go and stand outside and see animal. I couldn't pay. So if you are going into livestock farming, the business, see, we have a technology now. We are growing. So we are learning, okay, what are the things that I can do on this farm? We have good quality. When you want to go into pig now, we have modern pens that you can construct. If you say poultry, we have standard equipment that you can even minimize the contact because human beings are the major carriers. Apart from airborne, which is a bird flu, any other thing, bulk of it are human being engineered. So if you are able to minimize human contact with your livestock, you have been able to tackle 95%, or let me say 98% of the challenges that you might face in your livestock farm. So as a beginner coming into the business, I always advise people invest money in technology. It will take a lot, but it will save you a lot.
So now you've
So
talked extensively on what do you call it? On the biosecurity that is wiping
yeah, yeah.
away stock. Now let
Mm-hmm.
us assume that the beginner farmer have gotten his biosecurity right.
Mm-hmm.
The major, for me, I
Mm.
have my background, my strong background is sales. I
Yeah.
have I've been in sales industry for so many years. I've worked for the biggest pharmaceutical company in West Africa
Mm.
as a business development executive for 14 years, done billions of naira in sales. The
Mm.
major problem, apart from biosecurity, that people have in agriculture is selling it.
Yeah.
Now, before I ask a specific question, I would like to point out to you, billionaire farmer, that majority of the businesses that close in agriculture in Nigeria do not
Mm.
close because of biosecurity. Majority of the businesses close because they could not sell the product after all their suffering, or they undersell the product. So now if you are telling people that invest in technology, invest in biosecurity, invest in knowledge, billionaire farmer,
mm,
we have
mm,
invested in all these things. How are
mm,
we going to sell our product? Explain it to us the simplest way you can explain it to your son that is a child.
mm, mm. Okay, so just like you have highlighted, sales is one of the major uh, point of being in business. Why you invest in business is because you want to sell at profit, not just sales. You want to sell at profit. Now, why is selling difficult for us as livestock farmers? Let me use livestock now in Nigeria because we are playing with informal markets. Now, what I mean by informal market is people who are doing those things cheaply, people who are importing alternative of what we have. People, take for example, fish farming now. The kind of money to cost you to feed 1,000 fish, buying quality feed, employing quality people to manage the fish, the amount of money to cost you to have 1 kg fish. Now, because we have a lot of water bodies in Nigeria and fish farming or fish hunting is not being controlled by government, people can easily go to the river, like River Benue, for example, catch fish. That fish they catch, if you check their cost of production, is almost zero. Now, when they take this product to the market, the final consumer is not interested in this one was raised properly by experts, quality feed. No, he wants to eat fish. So the other fish that is coming from the informal market is cheaper than your own. And if you say, okay, let you sell the way they are selling, you sell at a loss. This is where we have issues. You sell at a loss. So at the end of the day, you see that this investment that I've done is not worth it. Let's go to poultry, for example. We import a lot of frozen chicken meat from Germany and many other European countries down to Nigeria. And those things come here cheaper. Now, even the fish, I've not even gotten there. Chad, Niger Republic, from Medugri and Adamawa, they import a lot of fish from that side. So you who is coming into fish farming and setting up your own fish farm, you have to know that you're competing with those people. They are your competitors because their product is coming cheap. So they can afford to sell at any amount. And then the final consumers, majority of them, which are majority poor, not like insult, but they can afford to buy high quality. Even though your own fish, when you were smoking fish in Nigeria, you had very good smoking skills. People treat the fish well, clean it properly, marinate it with ingredients that you can even eat it raw. All those things, you had just a class of people that you can serve. You had customers that were they will prefer that I want to eat all this farm. Now fish I won't eat. Why were they doing that? Because you put in so much energy, they could buy at any amount. Like now I have TK Enterprise. You know TK is our friend. TK is smoking fish in Nigeria. TK is selling 1 kg of the fish is smoking for 85,000 naira. That 85,000 naira can buy you half carton of Asa fish from Medugri. But that Asa fish you're buying from Medugri, some are not properly smoked. They have insect inside. They have everything. But Nigerians, they can manage that one. So that's the issue. So someone who is coming into agriculture with that kind of structure, kind of quality investment, you have to settle down to analyze your market. You know, I do business plan. So when I'm writing business plan for you, there's a part we call market segmentation. So we have to be honest with ourselves that look, even though I have 10 products, I want to be serving this market. Not all the market classes will be able to afford and profit. So which one can I sell to them at their own level and still be in profit? So what I'm trying to say here is that if you produce your fish as all these brands with quality equipment, you cannot go and stay in an open market inside Nasarawa and want to sell that fish at profit. Someone like me, I prefer to buy quality fish. I don't buy give me no, I want to buy quality fish. So there are a few class of people that you can feed that amount. So you do for them. Restaurants also buy for that amount. We have people who buy fresh fish, people that smoke. They can't depend on those people from the river because there are days where they will go to that river and not be able to get fish. So I'm just using fish here as an example. But what I'm trying to say here is that selling of these things is difficult because you're playing in a market that's so open. The informal market, they are producing very cheap. I've said this with Gary, for example. People who are producing Gary, they are using a knife to peel. They call village people and say, okay, Mama Nkechi, Mama Ngozi, I dey comot cassava tomorrow, make una come help me peel. They gather peel. You use machine. You bought Dangote diesel, the price is very high. So when you produce that Gary, this one too you have experience because you once had a factory that process Gary. When you process your Gary now and take it to the market, bam, you're competing because your own is high quality, no sand. It can stay for as long as 12 months. Those other one doesn't have. So when you're coming into agriculture like that, with those kind of products that have local or informal market competitors, you have to segment your market and know how you can serve them based on what they have. Using a poultry, for example, now, if I'm setting up a poultry farm and I'm doing, say, broilers for meat, I will not keep my best to 3 kg. I know my market, they don't have money. They want to buy that small one that is 4 weeks, that is very tiny. I will sell at that price. That one I'll be in profit. But there's another class that will prefer Kai, give me 4 kg. Those ones are not plenty. So they are, if I'm targeting them, I can prepare part of my product for them, then part for the informal market because the informal market is serving the larger majority. So that is my approach to all this business. In fact, this very one now cut across even rice processing. When we are processing rice and selling this rice, we have people in Nigeria here who, when they want to buy rice, they will be insisting on quality. We have some who will call me and say, Mr. Denko, abeg, send me rice. That one that is only the stone, no polish am o. Why are they saying no polish am? Money. They won't make the money dey small for them. Then
Yeah.
there's another class that will say polish it, de-stone it, make sure it's pure. That one that is insisting on quality, pureness, they are very small. The ones that can afford to buy anyone, my own job, only the stone. So we even tell you, no package am inside branded bag, just put am inside. So you understand that our market is very diverse. And just like for my Sansi, we always say that hunger might be local, but food production is global. What that means is that even though we are hungry in Nigeria, there's a lot of food in the UK. And those people in the UK are in business. So they can afford to send their food into our local market to compete with us, who are local farmers struggling with many other factors. And then you also look at our cost of production. How much are we buying bag of feed now? 26,000 naira for 25 kg. Chukun feed, 26,000. So you can imagine now if I'm going, if how much I, we're in Christmas season now. One chicken is 35,000, 20,000 currently.
One chicken,
One
35,000 in
30K.
Nigeria.
Yes, one chicken.
Hey,
Do you understand?
let's hear
So
let's hear from viewers. Viewers, how much is speaking in your areas? Continue. What?
so now, why am I saying this? We are looking at how we can sell. So that is why I tell people that when you want to invest in agriculture, remember when me and you started, what was our major point was passion.
Passion.
So you as all this land, you love goats, but because we have done it and we are now intelligent, you need to settle down and check. If I read this good, what is my market like?
Who
That
am
is
I
how we
selling
calculate
it
now.
to?
Who am I selling it to? and what volume can they afford to buy? These are the things now we are not using I
That
have
will
passion
keep
for
the farm
fish
running. That will keep the
that
farm
will
running.
keep that will keep the farm running.
Because if your market can only buy 10 goats
Mm,
annually, can
mm,
10 goats be able to keep the farming running?
and afford you to buy a car. Best in Nigeria now is 16 million and above. so
Yeah.
so we so now if you want to go into farming agriculture, you have to be very calculative. You have to leave the standpoint of passion and look at the market you want to serve. So for someone like you now, let's assume you want to go into garri processing. Therefore means if you're doing quality in Nigeria here, it means your target will be supermarket, nice packaging. So you eat on packaging because there are some people too who, when they go to the market, they want to buy the one that is being branded well. So those kind of people, they can afford to come and say, okay, Kai, all this ranch, supply. Like now, this guy that, what is this his name? Oh, is it Adenuga also? This guy that is big on plantain chips now. I don't know that you know him.
Yeah, I think is he Ibadan or Jos? Where is he?
No, no, it's in Kaduna.
Kaduna. Yes, I have forgotten his name, but I know him.
Look at how many years, Baba, you know people wey dey sell plantain for street. What have they done with plantain? That guy is packaging is packaging order 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, supplying to who? Market Square, ShopRite, this supermarket. He has been able to carve a market. So he's not going to sell his plantain in traffic, in Nasarawa hold up, Lagos hold up. He have decided to bring out his market and say, okay, the elite, people like me, billionaire farmer that will eat high quality, the guy have captured us because I'm scared of eating plantain chips in traffic now because I don't know the oil the aboki guy use fry. I don't know how hygiene that place was. So when you want to go into agriculture, there is no area that you go into. How about your boss that is into goat farming? Is he not making money more than those goat farmers in Sokoto?
Honorable Abraham Godson. He's
Yes,
serving. He's serving. What do they call it? He's serving the niche of um, the foreign goods. He's not doing the local one. We went to his
chicken.
place together.
Yeah. So what I'm saying here is that he has been able to settle down and say, look, if I say, okay, let me go and play with these guys who are producing at almost zero cost, they can pick their cow and go and eat someone's farm and kill the person I had on top. If
Yeah.
I say, okay, if I say, let me produce with those guys, I will not be able to do it. So what has he done? He have carved a market for himself. How about Tiki? You can't tell me that Tiki Enterprise is not making money from fish. There are many farmers that are not making money from fish. But Tiki has been doing fish business for more than 30 years because he got the business from his parents. He
Yes.
has been able to carve a niche in that fish and say, okay, uh, I will be producing fish, but bulk of my activity is on smoking fish. So if you import your pangla fish
Yes.
in Norway and bring it to Nigeria, Tiki will smoke it for you.
Hmm.
So what we are saying here is this: for beginners watching us here, when you want to come into agriculture, and beginners, please, our viewers who are here, help us and like this video so that more people can join us. So what I'm trying to say here is this: when you want to invest in agriculture, you have to leave sentiment aside. You have to leave passion aside. Be honest. See, I tell people that even though everybody even though Nigeria is importing fish worth over 6 billion in Nigeria every year, does not mean if you produce fish, everybody will eat. I was speaking with one of my Ghanaian friends. Currently in Ghana, they have what we call egg glut. So they have excess egg now. in Ghana, the buyers are not there. But if you go to Ghana, there are people there who cannot afford to buy one egg. So now you ask yourself, what does that mean? You're telling me that we have excess eggs and people cannot afford. So you will see that the issue of people being able to buy your product is beyond, uh, let me say, is beyond availability. How about the money? The money is not there. So when you're coming into, see, like now, let's be honest with ourselves. When it comes to agriculture in Nigeria, there is only one sector that, or let me say, one business in agriculture that never goes down. No matter the condition, those people are still making money. It's layers producers. Apart from COVID, during COVID where nobody they lost, but any other time, those people they are always selling. And again, fish farmers who have of taking market, and that market is buying mostly fresh one. You know, we have a lot of restaurants now in Nigeria. We have Genesis. If we go to Port Harcourt, we have Kilimanjaro. We have all these restaurants. They are buying a lot of fresh fish. So when you're able to secure those kind of market, you're good to go. You can be producing and you know that okay, they are taking from you. And many times, one of the issues they have is that most of our farmers are smallholders. So what Dennis can afford to do is that in the next 4 months, he can only produce 3,000 fish. So Dennis cannot even go into a contract with Kilimanjaro to be supplying their fish because he can supply only one season and they will have to wait until. So you can see that kind of issue.
I get the point now. So your advice mostly is that in this marketing or for sales for this thing, you need to know
Mm.
who your target market is. You need to
And produce
and produce for them.
for them. So for, like that for someone like me now, if I can't go and set up a Gary processing factory now, and then I'm spending so much money on standard equipment, then I want to sell my Gary basin by basin. Doesn't make sense. If
Yes.
I'm investing that money into, I'm doing branding. I will need to package my Gary well so that I can easily export, so that I can place it in different supermarket. Let's assume uh, Market Square now have given me that contract. Market Square have more than how many branches now in Nigeria? Scattered everywhere, massive places. And then they give you that contract, say, okay, all our branches be supplying us sure boy Gary, sound free, well packaged, NAFDAC approved, Sun approved. So you see that you have taken yourself away from those women in the market where they are doing major mudu mudu. You can't compete with them. They are producing at zero cost almost.
This is, this is eye opening. This is a master class on its own, and what you are teaching us this night is something people pay you 250,000 naira for 1 hour in order to
Walai.
learn. I am happy that you are sharing it based on the respect you have for me, respect relationship we have built over the years, and you are
Mm,
able to
mm,
share it to the community here for free. Because
mm,
sometimes people misunderstand me a lot on my channel. See, I have the best channel in the whole world. I have the best
mm,
community. You know why? Because they
mm.
enter me well. Go to my comment section and see. They have, if it is Tunubu, he will say, they have abused me. They have
Tinubu say he's
abused
not using
me.
social media.
He says he's not using social media. Say we don't abuse them. And that is the same way. Because I told myself this. Any
Mm,
day I will see a truth
mm,
and I will decide to hide the truth
mm,
because I want to gain something from my community or because I want everybody to like me. That day, I will delete
mm,
this YouTube channel and
mm.
do something else. You
Honestly,
understand? Yeah,
honestly.
I would
So
delete the YouTube channel.
the thing is we have gotten to a level where we don't have to sugarcoat. And for people and for people who pay attention, people are very intelligent. You can't even know people who watch some of the videos that we make. Recently, one of the governors here in Nigeria reached out to me after watching my video on cassava value addition. So the guy reached out to me. I was shocked. So I was not making my video thinking a politician of that class will watch it, but he did. So when you're speaking the truth, people who want to listen to the truth, we love it. The truth is not always good. So if you now you reach out to me, tell me, Kai Denison, I want to start a pig farm. I have 200,000. And I want to tell you the truth. I'll say, Kai, okay, my friend, this was 200,000 naira. Cannot start you a pig farm. The best thing I will advise you to do is that since you already have an idea, you have a plan that you want to go into pig farming, I will advise you to save this money. I will advise you to rather invest this money in business that will give you quick return investment, because as you are now, you don't have any other job. All you were able to save is this 200K. If I carry am now and go build a pen for you, it will take you like 3 years. And at the end of the day, you will leave the farm, you'll be frustrated. So don't invest in agriculture now, in private production now. The person will be angry. For someone who listen to it, I made a post. That is why I love my community on YouTube. I made that post. I say, don't build a poultry farm in your village. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Post it on Facebook. They insult the hell out of me. Some people say, you're foolish. I said, no. It's not that I don't want your place to be progressive. Oh. But why I'm saying this is because
Who is
just
going
to,
to
just
buy who is going to buy
now
egg
they,
in your village? They don't chop.
you
It's
know that,
not. Is it an NGO? Who will
see,
buy? People are looking
now
for
the people
giveaway.
where now the thing where we discuss just now, who we buy and at what volume, at what frequency. So if I build my farm in Lagos, one restaurant or one bakery that is producing more than 1,000 pieces of cake every day can say, okay, billionaire farmer, all your eggs supply to us. That farm can even give me, billionaire farmer, want to book for 4,000 crates, collect money, chop, abeg. Just don't disappoint us. I will not see that farm in Macaulay, that company in Macaulay. And you and I know that in agriculture, or let me say in business, even your pharmaceutical business, where customers pay you ahead of before supply, you have solid cash to multiply in other things. So you're not waiting until your fish is matured. Someone has come and say, okay, uh, all this ranch, since you're doing 10,000 capacity every month, we want to drop 1 billion with you for the next 6 months. Supply to us, bro. Abana, that is business. So the moment our people started approaching agriculture as a business and not sentiment, because we have used sentiment. The first day I went to Kano, I'm not supposed to say this, so I look at myself, I say, bro, I invested almost 800 million in Macaulay. On the ground, it's still touch. If only I took 200 million and invest in Kano in 1 year, my net profit per month will not be less than 30 million. Net profit. Why? Why? The
Food for
market
thought.
in the market in Macaulay and the market in Kano, the environment in Macaulay and the environment in Kano, they are not the same. So when as an investor, you're looking at what can I do? Go for the best. Macaulay is not a bad place, so very fantastic place. But emotion aside, my governor did not build estate for Makurdi more dey rent, he build am for inside Abuja.
Mm-hmm. Why no
Why is it
build am
so?
for Yanin?
Why? Because I be primary school teacher where I dey collect 15K. I will not be able to pay 3 million for rent. But that man have estate inside Abuja where they are paying 6 million and they are paying 2 years, 3 years, no problem.
If you build it in
So
Makurdi, in Benue, even in Makurdi, very soon he will turn it to charity organization.
we no go
Nobody
pay
will
am.
pay.
We will insult him, say no be our money, still go build that thing. Look at this thing.
Yeah.
And do you know that that was what I was telling some of my students in the diaspora? I say, look, many people, you know, you have experienced this. Some of us who are in Nigeria, that our mind is not developed. We don't understand how diaspora work, how UK work, or how Canada work. We just believe that since Odi Simon is in UK, if he collect £500 and he change that money now, he has over close to 1 million. So Odi Ranch is making nothing less than 1 million per month. I'm using my cost of living in Nigeria to calculate your own cost of living in UK, which is not the same. Now, when you now set up a business for me or you employ me here, I will now be feeling entitled. This is one of the issue we have. This is one of the issue we have that many of our people in the diaspora, I consult for people a lot. I consult for someone from Burkina Faso recently, and it was the same thing. So I always tell them that see, African wahala, Burna Boy say na only us fit solve am, even Jesus Christ man is a person. Why? Because we cause it ourselves. We feel that because you travel, you're not making money, so you should just dash me money. So I
Hmm.
now feel that I now feel that
Hmm.
you invest in fish farming, even if you don't make profit, you will not be affected. You're doing well in UK.
You are doing well. They don't know. They don't know what they happen for this side though.
You know,
Who
so,
no
so
go?
now that
Who
mindset,
no go? No
so
go.
now
No.
so now that mindset is what makes me to tell people when you want to invest, see, I've used emotion. I'm telling you, I've used emotion to set up investment in a place that is good, but I was supposed to set up in a place that was best. We have good, better, best.
So I'm
We use
living.
that in.
So I'm living in London now. Are you telling
Mm,
me to leave my village that I want to
mm,
invest in Ogbomosho and
mm.
go and invest in Abuja? Is it what you are telling me? How will Ogbomosho grow? Do I now want to
If
go and retire in Abuja or in Ogbomosho? I want to build my pig farm inside Ogbomosho so that my village people will see
mm,
that I've arrived.
uh, no, if you want people to see that you have arrived, what you will do is that go and open a free restaurant or free school, free hospital. Three square meal, no pay every day. Wake up, come and eat. So
Mm.
when you do that, that one is not. See, I tell people, I tell myself, all this ranch, it's better for me to go and do my business in Kano or Lagos, make profit, carry that money and go and build a hospital free of charge in Alede for my village.
Mm-hmm.
I will not build farm inside Alede, no be me go grow the place. Na my governor work be that.
Mm-hmm.
My own job, I'm an entrepreneur. I need to make profit. So I can only set up my investment in a place where I'll make profit. Then I'll pick my profit and do charity. That is what Bill Gates is doing. That is what Mark Zuckerberg is doing. That is what Dangote see. Oh, more leave my Bill Gates. Dangote. How many factories does Dangote have in Kano? No, no, not single one like this. You know, day.
Even Bua. Even Bua now is in Lagos. All of them they Lagos.
Boa is building uh, 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 poultry this one now, but it says 2020 2028.
Even if he's
Why
building
are
it in Kano, that is not his mainstream of income.
he's
That
building
is
it
like
is
charata.
he's building it my is Kaduna that produce maize in large quantity now. You know, Olan
Okay.
is there.
And he's
So I
doing
think
it
that
in
is
Kaduna. So he's doing it where the main industry is playing, not because of sentiment.
zero. See, you listen to Dangote now. Dangote made a statement one day. He said when he wanted to build the refinery, the first place that was choose was Port Harcourt. So when he went to Port Harcourt, the then governor, they refused to sell land to him. They had land dispute. He had to leave. That was when he now went to Lagos. So Lagos was second option. He said they spent double of the money they would have used in Port Harcourt to sandfield Lagos.
Hmm.
So it means as entrepreneur, you're going for the best. I'm an Igbo man, but if I say, okay, let me go and build this my place in Igbo land, can it work? If it will work, fantastic. If it will not work, I'll go and build it for outside people who may they use and pay me money now. So now Dangote build tomato processing factory. It's in Kano till today. If you go to Kano, you don't see it. That place is dormant.
It's dormant. He died.
What happened? When Dangote built that factory, all the machines are there. They now saw that the tomato we are producing in Nigeria cannot be used for processing, or if used for processing, will not give them high yield. So Dangote now say, okay, let me engage our farmers for outgrowers program. They now carry money give farmers. They go marry tete wife.
Ah, of course now. Of course now. That is the first thing. The ones that are Christian, we add girlfriends.
So now at the end of the day, that project will not pull out. So what we are saying here is this: as entrepreneurs, our community is good. Our community is supposed to be developed. Like now, in my community, Benue State, and I live where my village is, I always tell myself that I have two projects that I'm supposed to do. Number one, I'll build a hotel for myself in my village because I don't intend to build my own personal house. So I'll build my hotel so that anytime I'm in Makodi, I can sleep. I have a room to sleep. My dad have his own house where he give his wife. It's okay. Me, I'm not intend to build. Then I will also build an ICT center for my community, like computer school, where you learn digital skills. They teach you know those kind of things. These are projects I can do. I cannot build factory in my village. It will not work.
Hmm. This is
So
this this is a master class, a billionaire farmer, and so many people have failed in their project because they do not know this. And when you try to speak about this, when you try to talk about this, so many people start insulting you. Some
yeah.
will tell you you are having depression. Some will tell you
Mm-hmm.
because you fail does not mean others will fail. And I'm Igbo.
Hard now.
Yeah, I'm Igbo, and I will come from the Igbo angle. There's something the
Mm,
Igbo say, "Akwụruo ụnọ, ajụ onye kpatara ya." When you
mm,
take your wealth back home, the community
mm,
will ask question, who is this person that accumulated this wealth? Meaning that
mm.
we need to draw investment home, back to home. Now, if you go to Owerri and to
Okay.
other major part of Igbo, you
Mm,
see that when the Igbos now get this money, maybe they are in the diaspora, they come
mm,
back home and build hotel and filling station,
mm,
hotel and filling station, in a
mm.
way of saying we have brought in investment into the place. Most
Yeah.
of these hotels are moribund. Most of these hotels do not even last up to 3 years.
Yeah.
And then they turn it to where they do short time.
Mm,
They turn it to where gears carry men to go for 5,000 naira, for
mm,
3,000 naira, for 10,000 naira. Gears are
mm,
now standing on the street and using it for short time. This is not investment. This
Yeah.
is not how people
No,
grow.
no, 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 no. You have to stop there. You know, the thing is this: you are a believer, so that is your standpoint where you're coming from. So you're looking
No,
at
no, I'm not talking about the moral aspect. I'm not talking about who am I
no,
to
no,
judge the moral? I'm
no,
talking
no. So
about
okay.
you building a hotel in
Mm-hmm.
that location in your village.
Mm-hmm.
Who are you building it for to stay? Why
So
is
so
it that
so.
you are not competing and
Mm,
building the hotel in a place that can compete? You are now building the hotel based on sentiment. I'm using the hotel as an example. If you are
mm-hmm.
traveling in Nigeria,
Mm,
you will see some of the filling stations that are being built in areas, and you will ask yourself,
mm.
when this person built this thing, what was in his mind? An area no human being is living,
Yeah.
an area where you are prone to attack, meaning
Mm,
that even if armed robbers come there to rob you, they can stay
mm.
there forever and nobody will come to your aid. That is the same place that you went and invested billions, millions of naira in building a filling station. That is it's the same thing we are talking about. Have you seen some of the farms that you will see on your road when you are traveling?
Yeah. Yeah.
You will see some of these farms, you'll be asking yourself, what is in the mind of this person when he's building this farm? Because there is no restaurant there for offtake, there is no market there, there is nothing
Mm,
there, but because it is in his village, he built a farm there. Now he have to be spending money every day to be taking the product from there into the city in order to sell. You
yeah.
understand? His cost of production now is becoming higher. That is the point I'm trying to make. If
I
you're trying to,
understand.
there is this guy, Bitcoin Chief, Abi.
Yeah. Yeah. I know him.
I saw him. He set up a farm in, he said na Ohaneze farm somewhere in his village. He's doing
Mm.
goat farming, he's doing cow, he's doing all
Cow.
these things.
Yeah.
It is a good
Mm,
thing, oh.
mm,
But from the beginning, I'm not wishing him bad.
mm.
But I am giving the project 5 years. Then I'll go and revisit him. Already, I'm not seeing him posting like before. I don't want
Yeah.
to say
About the
that.
fan again. Yeah.
I don't want to say that the business have died because he never reached 1 year self. I just want
Mm,
to give him 5 years to check whether the business will still continue. Because number one,
mm,
the business model is already employing is wrong. From day one, he is into breeding and he is trying to breed our local goats. It is already a wrong business model because he's going to be spending a whole lot of money in building and breeding the project, while our
mm.
village women in Nasarawa, in Benue, Sokoto are
Chicken.
not spending 1 naira in breeding.
Mm-mm. Just cut
So there
grass
is
and give them.
so exactly. So there is no how his own price is going to align with the normal market price. So if he
Mm,
want to sell his goat for 100,000 naira, I can supply
mm,
the same goat for 50,000 naira.
mm,
So by virtue of me being able to supply the same goat for 50,000 naira, I've already killed his market. He's rearing his cow, he's ranching his cow, which is the main way in order for us to go in Nigeria. But the question you're
mm,
asking, you should ask yourself is, have the Fulanis ranched their own cows? If the Fulanis have not ranched their own cows and they are feeding their cows for free, they are rearing their cow on open grazing, eating other people's crop in some
mm,
instance,
mm,
feeding, destroying farms.
mhm,
If people now want to buy, the
mm.
people will not buy is except his friends like Obi Kubana. and chief priest that we only buy once a year to do birthday or fala. But
yeah,
I mean normal business. Nobody is going to buy a cow 1 million naira from him because they love him that he has a business in the community. The people will still send money to Nasarawa and Bauchi to buy the cows at 250,000 naira from the
mm,
Fulani man. You
mm,
get the point. So
yeah,
you have shared a lot, and I know it is to one in Nigeria, right?
yeah, yeah.
Here
This is
is to 12,
12:44.
12:44. Yes, and our viewers, I don't know if you have any question. Now it's time for you to ask question so that we will now end this section. I promise to bring the billionaire farmer back on our live section again. This is a live session, live stream. We are test running to see if viewers will like us to be coming up live to answer them directly. So if you have any question, it is now time for you to drop it. But in avoidance of if there is no question, I would like to say, billionaire farmer, you have said a lot from
Mm.
saying that those in the diaspora should not invest in daily businesses like businesses they need to go and be checking fish farming, poultry farming, all those type of farming. If they are beginners without experience, they go cry blood. The people they are keeping here will use their money to play lido. You say that instead,
The thing is, some of these things, just like we know, are not 100%. So someone can have reasonable people that will be able to manage and do well. So when you
there's
have those
always
kind
an
of people,
exception. There's always
yes,
a case for exception.
yes.
But
So when you
majority,
have those,
most of the time, you will get burnt.
yeah. So if you have those kind of persons, it will be good. But one thing I always tell Nigerians in the diaspora is that buy farmland at
And
least,
plant
if
and plant trees.
and plant trees. So those trees, for example, now say okay, you bought you
But
have
that
like
one they can buy it in their village now.
you can buy it in your village.
That
So
one.
you know one thing we learned is that it appreciates. So let's say you have 15 years of retirement that you want to come back to Nigeria. Then you're buying um you have like maybe 10 hectares of land that you have bought and you planted trees. So by the time you're back, maybe that tree could be like 7 years or 8 years. If your major goal was to go into fish farm, you can go and remove one or two pans and dig your fish pond. If it is poultry, you remove one or two, set up your poultry farm. So instead of you to just say is when you retire that you now start looking for two plots to buy, three plots, it doesn't make sense. So as long as you have reputable companies, your lawyer is on ground, and you can buy farmland at good and secure it. You know that those palm trees that you're doing there, gone, is to secure the land. Because in my place, what we do is that when you're buying farmland and there are trees inside the land, you have to make sure you verify that the person that is selling the land to you is the one that because one tree in that land signifies that someone owns it because it's not a white tree. Palm tree don't just grow anywhere. So if palm tree should grow, it means someone planted. So people avoid buying. In fact, when they're even selling land to you that has maybe cashew, the price is times two. So when I advise that because it helps you to secure your land. So my people that are in the diaspora that are listening to us, get your land, secure it.
Thank you very much, billionaire farmer, for coming on live today. I'm going to
Yeah,
leave you to go and attend to other things. I appreciate that you have been able to create value. Guys, you can tell him thank you in the comment section. Thank you very much for coming on our live, and those that are going to watch this later, uh, we also appreciate. He's a billionaire farmer. You can also follow him at Denison at Billionaire Farmer on YouTube, even on Facebook, on TikTok. He's there. You can follow him. He does exploits in agriculture. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you,
On
bro.
this note,
Thank you.
we say good night, everyone, and we'll see you again in the next one. Bye.
Yeah, bye. Thank you.